Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to answer a question about how to isolate the medial delts without bringing in the traps so much. So somebody just asked me this question: how can they isolate their medial delts? Because they find when they do lateral raises, which is a common exercise to hit the medial delt, they bring in the traps so much that they find that the traps are basically the weak link in the exercise, or their neck or something like that. So today I'm going to talk to you about how you can get a little bit more medial delt development without bringing in the traps quite so much. Now, the first exercise I would say to do this is to lay on an incline bench and do the lateral raise instead of being straight up and down and doing a lateral raise like this, right? Instead, you're laying on your side. So that way the forces are going towards the body, the actual direction of the forces towards the body instead of straight up and down, because the traps do this, right? Obviously, forces that are going down will bring in the traps. So forces that are going more lateral will bring in more of the delts. Now, the first exercise is you could lay on an incline bench and do the lateral raise. Maybe a steeper angle is the best, and then you could just move down. If you still find that you're bringing in the traps a lot, then move the bench down just a little bit and see how it feels from there. And you do high repetitions like you would in lateral raises. And I would recommend doing, at least 15 to 20 reps in an exercise like this, because you are bringing in the rotator cuff, the supraspinatus, as well as the delt in this exercise, and it will have a certain amount of pressure in the stretch part of the exercise, more so than, say, a lateral raise. So it can be a bit more dangerous if you're going too heavy. So I would recommend sticking to 15 reps or higher, and maybe even going to sets of 40 or 50 reps in some cases. Now, the other way to do this is to use cables or a resistance band. You can have the resistance band hooked up to a squat rack or something like that, and then step far away from the resistance band where you have it hooked up. And the farther away you step, not only is there going to be more tension, but there will also be a different direction of force, which is, again, going to be more perpendicular to the vertical line of the body. You're going to be basically hitting the body from the side. The resistance is going to be moving towards the body instead of just straight up and down. So with the cable machine, it's the same thing. You can step close to the rack and then slightly farther away, and then just work farther away. If you find that you're bringing in too much trap, just step a little bit further away from the machine and do the lateral raise from there. And then you'll find that you hit those side delts more so than the trap. Now, the other thing that you might not know is that if you want to really develop delts, you develop the rotator cuff. Now, one way to develop the delts is to lay on a bench and do external rotator cuff exercises, and you will find that you will get a lot of delt development with minimal trap involvement as well from that. And this is not only good for rehabilitation of the shoulder, but it's also great for getting a good pump and building round shoulders, especially round rear delts as well. So this is something I'd highly recommend if you're noticing that your traps are giving out long before your delts are, and you have delts that are not necessarily getting the development that you're looking for. So I hope this helps you in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.